Alright, good afternoon everybody, or whenever the time you watch this video, good evening, good day, good morning. I just hope that you have a good day or a good evening wherever you are. You do, depending on where you're at. Anyways, so Spirit told me there's no particular topic that they wanted to discuss beforehand. They wanted me to do this 100%, just jump straight into it. So I'm like, okay, all right. So, oh, great, and the thing died. All right, no worries. Thank God this thing is rechargeable, and doesn't run on batteries. There we go, perfect. All right, so I was receiving a little nudge right there, intuitive nudge. Make sure your phones are just any devices that you need to use in your daily life. And I'm kind of hearing more of this towards like your work. Just make sure everything's charged. Something about like dead battery. Make sure you should keep a consistent charge. Okay, so with that being said, God, I'm sorry. I keep moving y'all around, and like I had a position that, and then it just didn't. It just I accidentally moved it, and then it's just not working out. Okay, come on, work with me here. Work with me. Like I want to see that. But none of the, actually this is not even anyways, so it's not okay. Sorry guys. Sorry. This is like the quietest place, which is like my computer room, and like as you can see, I'm still in the process of even setting up a space that I could do to, record and everything. But just one day at a time, guys. One day at a time. One day. Okay. All right. And then before we get started, let's see, what is my usual? I haven't done this in so long that I don't even remember what my prayer was. Dear universe, please connect me to my collective, please. Divine creator, please align me to the collectives. Spirit, allow me to connect to the collectives targets so that I may be able to measure their trajectory and navigate through their circumstances. All right. Let's see. Start with the dice first. And there's 2 planets here. Replace that with a gnome. Okay, perfect. Okay. Second house, Saturn and Scorpio. And they're telling me to do one more. This is going to be masculine with what's taking action, what's currently okay, so on the right side, this is going to be what energy is taking action right now, what are the current energies, taking actions towards. And then we see on the left side, what is it that we need to receive? Mercury, Capricorn, and so Mercury, Capricorn, and in first, I will communicate. I communicate, and I do things step by step, detail by details, and that's what Capricorns are all about. If a balanced Capricorn, along their journey, they'll realize is that, and this is all cardinal signs: Aries, Libra, Capricorn, and Cancer. All 4 of these signs in cardinal signs are going to struggle in the beginning of going and just and you're not stopping, and thinking that stopping means failure for you, when in reality there's things that we can do in life, right? And then but then things just also just have to take time as well. And that's also kind of like the other, just a daily reminders that we just need to have ourselves like throughout the day. So let's just see what's going on. What's going on? Okay. Epiphanies, some type of news. King of Cups. And then the Page. Okay, so now if we're going to consult the book. Okay. Let's go one more for the masculine side. What needs to take action? Okay, we're gonna put that over here. One more card, please. On the right, thank you. Okay. Ace of Cups. All right, so all emotions. My goodness. And you have Scorpio here too for the action. Okay, so if we're looking at the action side, because I talked about what you were receiving. Saturn is all about, in this case, start over. So Saturn is restrictions, but at the end of the day, Saturn is it's just a slow moving planet. And this planet and when we talk about like the natal astrology, Saturn is, I'm going to force you to do things step by step. And Saturn is the father figure because he is also Kronos in Greek mythology. Kronos, as you would say, is like he is the father titan above, because Zeus, Poseidon, Hades, and everyone that came after are his kids, So with that being said, like, Saturn is all about taking things day by day, because sometimes slow and steady is how you win the race. And then you also have Capricorn here, which is doing things day by day and make sure you keep that consistency day by day. So there's something about, in this case, there's a collective action. Okay, let's go towards the cards here. So there's looking at it now, there's one Ace of Pentacles, but these two are the King and the Page of Cups, and I'll be reading what imagery is the King and the Page of Cups. Okay, so the figure is Constantine the Great. Actually, hang on here. This is what I'll do. Okay, Constantine the Great. In 306, Constantine ascended the throne and gradually unified the entire territory of Rome in 330. Constantine moved the capital of the empire from Rome to Byzantium. Or Byzantium. Byzantium was surrounded by the sea on three sides and controlled the route between Europe and Asia, making it easy to defend but hard to attack. In 313, Constantine issued an Edict of Milan, marking the transformation of Christianity from a persecuted religion to a dominant religion in Europe. Constantine abolished the rule of the four emperors and weakened the military power of the local. He abolished the rule of the four emperors and weakened the military power of local. What do they mean as in local? Oh, there's even more to this. There's even more. Whoops. So, governors to protect... Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, Constantine abolished the rule of four emperors, weakened the power of military power of local governors to prevent rebellions in terms of economic and social policies. It regulated handicap guilds, laying the foundation for the guild economy of the Middle Ages. At the same time, it also decreases strictly prohibiting the escape of clerical peasants, strengthened personal dependency relations, and accelerated transition from Roman slavery to feudalism. So, this is King of Cups. So Constantine he knew how to expand, very much knew how to extend and how to conquer, but at the expense of, he did not think about the future impact of the citizens. Well, it was actually government. Okay, so if you go back, he took down the governors, actually. Sorry, guys, I am having a little bit of a thought process here. Constantine abolished. It's like, if I read this over again, in terms of social and economic policies, he regulated handicraft guilds, like he was the foundation of the guild economy of the Middle Ages, and yet, at the same time, it also, decrees strictly prohibiting the escape of clerical peasants, strengthened personal dependency relations, and accelerated the transition to Roman slavery to feudalism. Now, if we go to the Page of Cups here, Page of Cups the figure is Spartacus, the most famous leader of the slave owner. That's why he's a Page of Cups. It makes sense now, and this is why he's the King of Cups. I understand. The famous leader of the slave uprising in the ancient Roman history of 73 BC, Spartacus incited over 70 gladiators to rise up in rebellion. The force quickly absorbed fugitive slaves and bankrupt peasants, reaching a peak of 120,000 people in 71 BC. Crassus dug trenches to besiege the rebel army. The pirates broke their promise and failed to provide ships for crossing the sea. Spartacus led the charge and died. 60,000 insurgents were killed, and 6,000 captives were nailed to death on the ancient road of Aba. The Spartacus uprising was a peak of violent resistance and slave society. Although it did not overthrow slavery, it forced Rome to accelerate the fall of the Republic. The slogan, "Rather die in battle than be enslaved," has inspired the souls that oppressed around the world. Yeah, that does make sense. That really does. You have a war hero that, he died in battle. But he did it for his cause. Okay, now we're going to go to the Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles. The figure in the picture is Timur, the founder of the Timurid Empire from 1380 to 1398. Timur conquered Persia, Afghanistan, Khwarazm, submitted to the Eastern Chagatai Khanate, or Khanate, however you pronounce that. I do apologize if I butchered it. In 1400, it captured Aleppo and Damascus in Syria. In 1402, he captured the Sultan Bayezid first of the Ottoman Empire. The scholars and the craftsmen who moved into the conquered regions by Timur promoted the development of architecture, astronomy, and literature, improved the post-station system, and connect the trade routes of India, Persia, and the Mediterranean, and the Samarkand, a trade hub of Europe and Asia. His descendant, Babur, moved south to India and established the Mughal Empire from 1526 to 1857, continuing the Timur dynasty. Okay, so how interesting. You have slave owner, and then you have this guy who expanded. These these figures all present in these cards are all about expansion. And when you have, right, a figure who is of very high status, who has the money, the capability to buy military, buy supplies, everything, then it makes sense that someone like him would, and especially during that time, to take over and expand on, you know, the religion. And over here in Europe, it has caused a problem because of the fact that you have, it's just a figure that is, you know, trying to expand religion to other areas, you know. And so here now you have, then you have the Ace of Pentacles here, this guy, you have Timur, you know, who, he did it a different way. Like, he took his time and invested step by step into everything. So it's almost like there's like this little message here, and I'm seeing this as like, be cautious, be of, well, cups are all about emotions. Not all the details are going to come to you, and that's okay, because sometimes like in, for your goal to happen, it is going to happen because you consistently put in the work, right? But you can't, there's not every day you have to do something, like you have to do something. There are days where it's just like, hey, just sit back, let it do its thing, let life do its thing, and then like when it got the stuff that you needed, then, you know, it'll come present to you, right? So you have a figure here that is like Nine of Pentacles. This is the the Knight of Pentacles energy, where it's just slow and steady wins the game. And meanwhile, you have these cups here, which is kind of the same way as Wands in reversed. It just can get explosive, especially in war. It's emotional, like explosiveness, you know? So, all right, now we have the feminine side here. So you have the Nine of Swords. No, the Queen of Swords, I'm sorry. The Lovers and the Eight of Pentacles. So, let's see. Queen of Swords automatically brings me to Mercury, so communication. And so this is kind of what I'm feeling like right now. Okay, so the Queen of Swords, yeah? I actually did like this woman a lot, and I love telling you about her, because I actually don't know much about this woman, and I learned something new with these cards. Okay, so the Queen of Swords, nope, uses your, I don't care about the meaning of the card, I just want the interpretation of the picture. The figure in the picture is Eleanor of Aquitaine, Aquitaine, from 1122 to 1204. At the age of 15, she inherited the Duchy of Aquitaine, which occupied 1/3 of the territory of France. In 1137, she married Louis, the crown prince of France. In 1152, she was forced to divorce 6 weeks later. So in 1152, she was forced to divorce, and 6 weeks later, she remarried Henry Plantagenet, the crown prince of England. Eleanor incited her 3 sons to rebel in 1173, and after their defeat, she was imprisoned by Henry for 16 years. Oh my God. During the Third Crusade from 1190 to 1194, she acted as an agent to rule England. Raised a ransom of 150 marks for Richard, equivalent to the income of the British royal family, for 3 years, to help him be released by German captivity in 1194. At the age of 80, he crossed the Pyrenees mountain to marry his granddaughter Blanche to the French crown prince. She ruled Aquitaine for life as a duchess, breaking the medieval rule that wife is the husband's property. The descendants of the granddaughter gave birth to King Louis IX of France and Saint King Louis IX of France, St. Louis, and King Edward I of England. Okay. Was like just property. It's like, oh, we don't need you anymore, so I'm just gonna divorce you. Bye. But also, and then she remarried to Henry, staged a coup with her sons to kill Henry, failed, and imprisoned for 16 years. Jesus. All right, now you have the lovers here. The lovers. And this is about lovers is a relationship. Interesting. All right. All right. The picture depicts a love story. A love story between Emperor Shah Jahan and his wife Taj Mahal behind the Taj Mahal in India. Okay. Taj was married to Shah Jahan for 19 years and had 14 children. My goodness. She passed away at the age of 38 due to a difficult labor and an infection. Yeah, I can only imagine. Jahan was so grief-stricken that his hair turned white overnight, and he followed Taj's last 4 wishes: to raise the children, to stop mourning, and to build a mausoleum, and to never marry for life. Wow. Shah Jahan mobilized the entire nation's resources, spent 22 years from 1631 to 1653, employed 20,000 artisans, and selected the world's finest materials to build a pure white marble mausoleum. The Persian symmetrical aesthetic symbolized the purity of love. After Shah Jahan's death, his sarcophagus was placed beside Taj's coffin. The Taj Mahal, the blend of Indian, Persian, and Islamic styles, has become a marble dream through precise mathematical calculations and gemstone inlaying techniques. The Taj Mahal was inscribed on the World Heritage List in 1983 and became one as the new 7 wonders of the world, along with the Great Wall of China, representing the highest achievement of Islamic art in India. And then you finally have the 8 of Pentacles here, and I believe the 8 of Pentacles, this is a painting, and then there's a guy that's like sitting next to the painting, and I could be wrong, so we're gonna read about this card as well. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. The figures in the picture are Copernicus and Galileo. Copernicus, which is from 1473 to 1543, Copernicus had perfected the heliocentric theory in 1507, but due to concerns about persecution by the church, he did not publish on the revolutions of the celestial body. Until his deathbed in 1543, he perfected the heliocentric theory in 1507, and astrology, really. His works were immediately banned, but the truth was eventually recognized by the Holy See in 1882. The heliocentric theory denies the privilege of human being at the center of the universe, triggering exponential crisis and indirectly promoting rationalism and secularization. Galileo discovered the moons of Jupiter, the phases of Venus, the sunspots, etc., providing a solid evidence for the heliocentric theory. Oh, for the planets, that it rotates around the sun and not the sun rotating around the planets. His work, Interstellar Messenger, caused a sensation. In 1633, the Inquisition sentenced him for life imprisonment, later changed to house arrest, for the crime of hearsay, and forced him to publicly admit his mistake. Love you, Christians! I love you! Oh my gosh, I love you! I love you. Alright. He died in solitude in 1642. Galileo proposed the law of free fall and the principle of inertia through the inclined plane of experiment, overthrew Aristotle's physics, and laid the foundation of classical mechanics. Galileo is hailed as the father of modern science and the Copernican revolution regarded as the first coming-of-age ceremony of human cognition. They established a research program based on empirical and mathematical evidence, making the science of engines of civilization's progress and subverting anthropocentrism. I need to look up that word because I have no idea what that word is. But we will look up that word. But what I see here is, so we start with the Queen of Swords here. The Queen of Swords here is, so we have a female figure who got married then, and again, relationship, right? This is a relationship. So it sounds like to the collective that the universe is bringing awareness to really your emotional balance. and I say this because like this is also like on the right side too. This is what like on the action side is all about emotions, right? And it sounds like, you know, it's from these two cards, right? And we talk about the history of these two cards, okay? It sounds like, for not all of you, but for some of you who resonate with this message, there was a relationship that it ended with this woman's history. It ended abruptly, quickly, and then you transitioned into another relationship without processing the breakup before you entered into a new one. And again, this woman staged a coup with her 3 sons to kill King Henry, and it failed, and she got imprisoned for 16 years. And then you have here, these guys are, you know, they're trying to lay a new road of science, and like again the heliocentric theory, everything that what they thought, oh, when you know the sun is what rotates around the planet. No, the sun actually just stays there. It just stays there, and then the planets rotate around it. And what do you know, Christians were threatening, especially, you know, the older man, because of if you show this to the people will not believe in the church anymore. Wow, this is, and if you don't want to listen to politics, you're more than welcome to just, I'll put a timestamp to skip ahead to the oracle part of the cards. But what I will say to wrap this up is, I have I've been viewing. I've not been reading into anything like meticulously. I've just been hearing, like, you know, just different political commentators, right? And I'm not formulating an opinion based on these commentators. I am viewing the information that you have John Oliver, Keith Edwards, and then you have the other guy too, and I forget his name, but he sounds like a cool dude. But these three, and so these late night talk show hosts, I remember it was like a couple of years ago on Facebook, and the post I saw was, why is it that the comedians are speaking more truth than the politicians? That doesn't make any sense. Like, it's all about comedy, it's all about humor, and yeah, but like they also speak about a lot of things that are happening, you know, that are happening above us and there's really nothing we can do about it because they got all the pockets at the end of the day. There is it was on the inside, I believe, and I really encourage you guys to watch this video. And it was a woman who has done political articles for the Opinion over in UK, Britain, and it was just a short, The Guardian, I'm sorry, The Guardian is where she posted, and she actually also brings up numbers as well, of just like, no, to the millennials and the Gen Zs, I'm sorry that we did this to you because we had it so much easier. And so when you have a boomer that says that, please show them this video. I encourage you, show them this video. And let's see of the perspective that they have after, you know, but it's even being shown in the numbers, in the facts, that when you choose profit, when you choose political, you know, loyalties, it doesn't matter anywhere across the world, when you choose political loyalties over the people, this is what's going to happen. Innocents are either jailed, killed, tortured, because they had Aquarius. They had different ideas that would change the fucking world. And it did change the fucking world so much that it scared the shit out of these fucking Christians. But anyways, I got a little excited there. But like, I need to take a pause here. This is not me bashing on Christians. I support every single path that is out there. When I was growing up, I did go to church, but it wasn't because to go to church necessarily. It was actually because my family, aunt and uncle, just family friends, they noticed that I was exhibiting signs of autism, and my dad was one of those people that just said, "Oh, autism doesn't exist." No, that doesn't exist. You're like, you have a disability? No, my daughter doesn't. And meanwhile, like my mother, who had her English as a second language, navigated the best way that she could with me. And I've learned later is that like when my friend, I also bring up the story because I had a friend who's also Christian, and he asked me this question. And I'm like, well, when my mom told me to stop attending church, it wasn't necessarily, I don't ever want you to follow Christianity. It's that this was never what it was about. In fact, actually, my brother is a Scorpio, and he's Christian, and he's baptized, right? So my mother was like, hey, I really want you to stop attending church, just because you haven't developed your own like way of communicating, speaking, and the last thing a mother would ever want to see my child get influenced by is because of, especially of religious aspects, you know? And so my mom agreed with my father in this sense of raising my family in an agnostic household, because we're not running the house by religion, because there is a lot of families that don't understand the difference between religion is what you use to keep your faith together and what brings your family closer together, but that is not the identity of your family. And when, well, if you have parents and that has a very like that make religion their core focus, well, it's like it's gonna go in a very, 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 very strict one direction. All right, so we're gonna move on to the cards. I really do love this deck a lot, so much. Oh my god, I will never stop raving about this deck. And again, the history that you learn from it too. All right, let's go to the oracle. Okay, come on. Got toppled over. Okay. Okay. Okay, giving birth, spiritual path, leveling up, and then you have financial stress. Okay, so you have these three, and then you have this. Okay, all right. What is financial stress? Is it just the economy? Is it the economy? Is it the actual, okay, healing path? So this is more about abundance in this case, not necessarily about financial like money issues. So in this case, this definitely reminds me of like the Five of Pentacles, where it's just like you don't have anything, you're lacking money, you're lacking, you know, like, and you're just out in the cold. just trying to survive the weather is a traditional imagery of the tarot, of the Five of Pentacles, right? So then you have healing path. The healing happens on every level: physical, emotional, spiritual. As you care for your body, also nurture your thoughts, and no longer resonate, you're on a path of wealth. Okay, all right, I see what's happening. You're leveling up, right? Okay, so if we go back to the spread, again, what's taking action is that the King of Cups, again, with that Constantine, he knew how to expand and conquer. So you are leveling up. So there is a new placement in your life, and could be career, as I talked about earlier, and then you have Capricorn, that is all about career. Okay, so this is more, it sounds like more focused towards career when I'm seeing here. Now we have divine intervention. Okay, so the divine is working on in your favor. What is the card that just dropped? Okay, don't care about that. Don't care. All right. Oh no, he got toppled again. Stay there. All right. Take these two. All right. Then we have generational healing, the magic of belief, the power struggle, and then revelation. Oh, wait a minute. This power struggle and then the revelation. That sounds like it's syncing with the Queen of Swords and the Lovers here. Oh! Wow. I pulled out the Lovers card. What do you know? I love it whenever cards do want to sync like this. Okay, so confirmation of, again, on the, when we were at the tarot, when we looked at the Queen of Swords, I'm sorry, and the Lovers here. Power struggle for sure. Freaking King Henry, what, like, I wonder what King Henry did you do that to make your wife conspire to kill you, and like to have her sons kill you. Interesting. Okay, so all right, so revelation, golden opportunity, the Lovers. Love is offered as a gift, but it is a choice to embrace it. That if it gives it power. When you choose to open your heart to love, it unlocks a deeper sense, even in the smallest moments, and improvement. Okay, so there we go. All right, so from this power struggle, you realize, actually Capricorn is also about talking about our demons. We talk about the toxicity, okay? Just toxic traits for the collective who will resonate with this. Yeah, you just love to, okay, so I'm seeing two paths here, so use your discernment. Path one I see is there was a revelation of some type of scandal that happened in your marriage, and so that you just are ultimately are trying to, so for some of you who go into this direction, you're asking me to pull more clarification. Okay, fear of change. Ooh, okay, so you're asking me to go down this path. What are you saying, universe? Fear of change, wish fulfillment, consistency, cutting ties, and smooth sailing. And gaining influence is here. And then so kind of like matches with like leveling up. Okay, so I want to bring attention to these two cards right here. So, to these three cards. Okay, so when you have fear of change with wish fulfillment and consistency, right? Okay, for the self, if I am talking about these three cards to the reader, I will say to the reader, do not fear this change, because your wishes that what you have been investing on is not going to take flight. It's not going to improve until you can cut ties and Six of Swords move away from this situation. Okay, so with this relationship, where is this? for the reader, like where second chance on because of the set. Oh, okay. So for some of y'all, you're gonna get a second chance. You are, because this was a setback and it was not your fault. It was not your fault. It wasn't. It was not your fault. Okay, and I put all the other. Oh, I did put the others away, but oh my goodness, everything is spilling out. Everything. Also, like I've been like all of my objects have been knocking over lately. It's just weird, especially it's only like my magic objects. They're hopping everywhere, or they're like I'm just cards are being flown everywhere. Just painful memories, heavy burden, manipulation, and exhaustion. Okay. All right, so we have power struggle here. So you have to acknowledge that these cards are going to come with it. You're going to have a manipulator who is going to continue to put their burdens on you and make you constantly exhausted. And all you can ever think about, because the painful memories in this case is the Nine of Swords, all you're ever going to think about up at night is the bull crap that, is unfortunate that you're going to have, like, if you're in a relationship and you struggle with this day by day, they don't care. They do not care about your well-being, especially if they just want you to just be like this. Like, a relationship goes two ways. It's not just, one person serves the other. Never what this was about. Like, never, that's never what a relationship is equal effort. And you know what? I do not agree with Will and Jada Smith's relationship. I don't agree with them. But the only quote I will agree with Will Smith about is like, oh, my wife, I am complete by myself. Nine of Pentacles energy. I am complete. I know I am complete, and I'm happy, and I am fulfilled. Now, I want to, share this fulfillment and this joy and build it with someone else. Now, again, I am not applying this to Will and Jada's relationship, because there's something else. But it's just a quote. It's the quote that I'm more focusing on, and it kind of like, it stuck with me, All right, so Lovers came out again. So, all right, you're kind of telling us repeated information already, universe. So, all right, we know that, the collective is exiting, or they really are starting to realize the toxicity of the relationship that they're in. So where do we go from here, universe? So this was face down. This was, okay, reconciliation, a distant journey. So in this case, what I see here with the reconciliation and the distant journey, because a distant journey is, setting out to new worlds that are beyond your borders, and then you have reconciliation here. So time, space, and disagreements may have caused distance, but reconciliation is an invitation to meet again, not as who you were, but as you have become. So for a select few of you, to the partner, whether it be a male or a female who is watching this, your partner is going to try to reconcile again. Don't take it. Don't. Because you already know, because you should, if you are aware of what is being brought to you every single day, then it is probably not a good idea to stay in that dynamic anymore. Okay, so major shift. You have a higher, wow. Death in Scorpio. Death and beginnings. Where is it? Also, this is Pluto energy too. So really, it's actually these two. So then you have a higher plan, karmic ties, and communication. What did I say? Do not accept, I don't know what this karmics offer. Whatever it is that your ex is trying to offer, please don't take it. Do not take it. This is like career, but this also is kind of like a relationship as well. So then for the second route, there was a you had a work partner, you previously worked together, then there was a power struggle that happened because there was a disagreement on how the company is going to move forward, and you and your partner did not see eye to eye, and so it's turning into a power struggle. Okay, even if this person has left, this person wants to come back. This person wants to come back for sure, because this is kind of giving me that energy of like, you hurt me, and so I'm gonna hurt you back, and I'm gonna hit you where it hurts, finding your place. So although this energy is still happening and it's still present, you are protected into finding your own stability, and I'm talking about your really self and your emotional mental stability than it is about finances. This is really at the end of the day, this is really not per se about money. To your partner that you had to walk away from, the power struggle, they cared. Okay, so again, going back to what I was saying earlier, when you have people that, you know, their goal is only on making money only, then it should tell you how their priorities are, that they will never care about their staff, they will never care about their employees. All they will ever care about is making money. So but still, you're protected. Like, do you see this? Look, there's a globe right here, and then there's a window right here. So it's almost like this. You're in a room. This is the window that you're seeing. Okay, you're seeing through, and then what you're seeing through is the window through this New York Empire State copycat image. You are very protected. Tune into your inner world, and when I say maintain, I say like do things that make you feel happy, do things that, you know, make you feel relaxed. Like for me, like smoking green is definitely, you know, that thing for me, like because it helps me, you know, recenter myself and find my place again. So especially since this is kind of leaning towards a career reading, I can understand how impactful this can be. And just know is that there is light at the other side. It's just going to take a little bit. It is. Let's see. Now it makes me curious. Angels. Okay. So for the collective, all right. So can you give me some important numbers, significant dates, or maybe, or no? Confidence, Leo. Work on your solar and work on your heart chakra, which is the green chakra. I've been working actually. I realized when combining these two that it has aided much of my healing into helping me develop more of my self-identity when healing your heart and your solar chakra, because solar is all about, you know, your willpower and also how much you're going to, you know, keep, you know, spend, like not expanding, like you're spending your energy, right? Let's see what else. Justice, spiritual, anything else? Okay, so spiritual karma. So for those of you who've been in this power struggle, you will receive your own justice. You will. So focus on this beginning, on this major change. Okay, for those of you who are the partner and the project and it didn't work out, continue to work on this project by yourself, and then it's like this. The best case scenario is you find a partner who had that, you know, like-mindedness and maybe perhaps there could be an agreement if there is enough patience and enough cooperation to make sure to, you know, create a contract that everything will remain equal on both sides, and should, you know, one of the partners leave, that, you know, it will be I said partners. Do work at a law firm after all. But anyways, but there will something, I'm hearing something will be accounted for. Is it emotion? No. What's going to be accounted for? Well, I'm sorry, the daily actions. There are people who understand that you have put, you know, your all of your effort and all of your energy into this, and continue to lean on to those people. Okay, continue to lean on those people, because they are going to be the ones that are going to help you. Like, you know, it's the boat, you know, they're helping you create the boat, so that once everything is done, then you can just sail away, right? You could just sail away, sail away, sail away, sail away. And yeah, right. So every time I see, by the way, I see that boat, it reminds me of that song. But yeah, this is all I got for today, and I hope you found this useful. I hope that it would help you create, you know, just decisions that could help you navigate through your daily circumstances. Thank you to the collective who has tuned into this. I really appreciate you. If you're feeling generous and you are able to, you're more than welcome to donate. And you can also book a personal readings. I do have availability for those. And yeah, I will put my contact info in the description. And yeah, I'll see you guys another day. See y'all later, guys.